Hey friends, welcome. Today I want to talk about something that every English learner struggles with at some point. How to think in English. You know, when you're learning a new language, there's this invisible wall that stands between you and fluency. You might be able to understand words. You might even speak a bit. But in your head, you're constantly translating from your native language. Every thought goes, think in your language, translate into English, speak. And this process, it slows you down, it makes you nervous, and sometimes it even makes you forget what you wanted to say. I've been there. I know that feeling. You want to speak smoothly, but your brain is busy translating. You wish you could skip that step. You just want to open your mouth and English comes out. So the big question is, how do you make English the language of your thoughts? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. This isn't going to be a lecture. Think of it as a real conversation, like I'm sitting here with you, sharing my thoughts, my experiences, and the techniques that really work. Because here's the truth. Thinking in English is not magic, and it doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. But once you understand that process, and you practice it in small, realistic ways, your English will transform. All right, let's start from the beginning. Why thinking in English feels so hard? Let's be honest. We've all done this. You're talking to someone in English, and in your head, you're translating every single word from your language. It's like your brain is running Google Translate 24/7. And that's exhausting. Why does this happen? Because your brain is comfortable with your native language. Your thoughts naturally form in it. When you try to speak English, your brain goes, wait, I don't think in this language. I have to switch. But here's the secret. You don't have to erase your native language. You just need to slowly train your brain to also feel comfortable forming thoughts in English. Think of it like building a new path in a forest. The first time you walk there, it's rough. But the more you walk, the clearer that path becomes. Soon, it's the path you take without even thinking about it. Step 1. Stop translating everything. This is the first big step and also the hardest. When you translate, you're adding a middle step. You think in your language, translate, then speak. It's like you're driving with the handbrake on. You can still move, but it's slow and frustrating. So, what do you do instead? Use simple English. If you don't know a big word, use a smaller one. If you can't remember frustrated, say not happy or not feeling good. Here's the magic of simple English. Your brain stops looking for complicated translations. Instead, it starts forming simple sentences in English directly. And that's the first win. You start to think small thoughts in English. Step 2. Surround yourself with English. This might sound obvious, but hear me out. The language you see, hear, and feel every day becomes the language of your thoughts. Think about your phone. Is it in your language or English? What about the music you listen to? The shows you watch? If you surround yourself with English, you're training your brain without even realizing it. Change your phone settings to English. Watch movies and series in English. But don't just watch. Listen. Pay attention to how people say things. When you hear, I'm starving, you understand it means I'm very hungry. But something else happens. Next time you're hungry, your brain won't think of the word in your language. It'll remember, I'm starving. That's how thinking in English begins. By hearing real English and letting it live in your mind. Step 3. Talk to yourself. Yes, really. This might feel a bit funny at first, but it's powerful. Talk to yourself in English. When you're brushing your teeth, think, I'm brushing my teeth. When you're cooking, think, I'm cutting the tomatoes. When you're about to go out, think, I need to grab my keys. You don't need anyone else for this. You don't even have to speak loudly. You can think these sentences in your head. What's happening here is magic. You are teaching your brain to describe your life in English. Your brain starts skipping the translation step because there's nothing to translate. You're already thinking in English. Step 4. Learn phrases, not just words. This is a game changer. Many learners memorize long word lists. Apple, banana, orange. Run, jump, walk. But when you think, you don't think in single words. You think in chunks. For example, you don't think, oh, I am hungry. You think I'm hungry. It's one thought. So instead of learning single words, learn phrases. How's it going? I'm not sure. That's a good idea. When your brain has these ready-made phrases, you stop building sentences word by word. You just pull out a phrase and use it. It's like learning to drive a car. At first you think, clutch, gear, accelerator. But after practice, you just drive. The same thing happens with English phrases. They become automatic. Step 5. Make English your default mode. Here's something I learned the hard way. You have to make English your default brain language in certain situations. For example, when you're writing your to-do list, write it in English. When you're thinking about what to eat, think in English. Should I eat rice or pasta? When you're daydreaming, try to do it in English. This might sound strange, but your brain listens to you. If you keep giving it English in these little moments, soon those little moments add up, and suddenly, English feels natural. Step 6. Accept mistakes and keep going. This is important. When you try to think in English, you will make mistakes. You'll think, is this sentence right? Am I using the correct tense? And here's what I want you to know. It doesn't matter. Thinking in English is not about perfection. It's about practice. Imagine a child learning to speak. They make mistakes all the time, but they don't stop speaking. Your brain learns the same way. The more you think in English, the more your mistakes slowly correct themselves. So don't wait for perfect English before you start thinking in it. Start now. Even with broken English, that's how you get better. Step 7. Create an English zone around you. This might sound funny, but I want you to create an English world for yourself. For example, label things in your house in English. Write mirror on your mirror, door on your door. Follow English-speaking accounts on social media. When you text yourself or take notes, do it in English. The idea is to make English feel like part of your daily life, not just something you study for 1 hour a day. Step 8. Practice silent conversations. This is one of my favorite techniques. You don't need a partner for this. Imagine someone asks you, "How was your day?" and in your head you answer in English. Imagine you're ordering food in a restaurant. Play out the conversation in your mind. The more you have these silent conversations, the faster your brain learns to think in English when you're in real conversations. Step 9. Read and listen. Actively. Here's the truth. If you only learn English from textbooks, you will always think like a textbook. But if you read stories, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos in English, you start hearing real thoughts in English. And when you hear enough of them, they start to become your thoughts. Don't just read passively. Don't just watch passively. Pay attention. Notice how sentences are built. Notice how native speakers express emotions. When you see, "I couldn't care less," you understand it means I don't care at all. Next time you don't care about something, boom. Your brain will think that phrase automatically. Step 10. Be patient and consistent. This is the last step, but maybe the most important. Thinking in English is not like flipping a switch, it's like planting a tree. At first you don't see much, but every day you water it. You give it sunlight, you take care of it. And one day, without even realizing it, you're thinking in English. You're in the supermarket and you think, "I should grab some bread." You didn't translate it. You just thought it. That's the moment you'll realize you made it. A personal note. I want to leave you with this thought. English is not just words and grammar. It's a way of seeing the world. When you start thinking in English, something beautiful happens. You don't just become fluent. You start to feel the language. You'll catch yourself laughing at jokes in English, dreaming in English, even arguing with yourself in English. And that's when you know English isn't just something you study anymore. It's a part of you. Ending. So, if you've been struggling, if you've been frustrated, remember, you don't have to translate forever. Start small. Surround yourself with English. Talk to yourself. Learn phrases. Accept mistakes. Day by day, your brain will start to shift. And one day, you won't even notice. You'll just be thinking in English. And when that happens, trust me, everything, speaking, listening, confidence, it all becomes easier. Thanks for staying with me today. Keep practicing, keep thinking, and keep believing in yourself, because you're closer to fluency than you think.